What's up guys, Dave here for another quick little video, and today we're going to be talking about cars that we should be excited about. As car enthusiasts, we're always on to the next thing. We always modify our cars differently. We always move on to the next project. But for some of us who are really into the market of newer cars, it's always cool kind of looking forward to, because if you take a newer car, that technology eventually trickles down to us heathens who don't have supercar budget. Let's talk about the top cars that are coming out this year that have my interest, and hopefully yours too. So number one is the new NSX and the new Ford GT. So the reason I'm pairing these two both is because they both have twin turbo V6s, which for one company, it's very unorthodox. But at the Detroit Auto Show last year, the Ford GT very much overshadowed the NSX because it was kind of a surprise. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the cars perform out on the street. I know Motor Trend didn't like the NSX that much. Their opinion of the new NSX was they should have done more of like the BRZ FRS formula, make it simple and make it affordable. But instead they went bonkers on hybrid turbos and so on and so forth. Number two is something you're not going to expect from me, and that's the new Lincoln Continental. Now I'm going on this because Lincoln overall is definitely in some shape or form just some rebadged Fords, but made a little bit nicer. In the luxury car market, this car might be able to really re-amp Lincoln as a real competitor. I mean, from the sheer looks alone, this thing is beautiful, and I can't even believe it. I think this is kind of the year of new V6s because this is also a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6. So it'll be pretty interesting putting it in a luxury car like that. So I'd love to see how that goes. Hi Ford, let me drive one. I want to be all nice and spiffy. Number three shouldn't be a shocker. It's the Tesla Model X. It's that really cool SUV that Tesla's been developing with those really cool doors. I mean, it kind of makes you feel like you're in the future. Just the gates open to your little lair inside your car. At the same time, Tesla has been on fire. I admire them as a company for taking these big chances, and pretty sweet. I wonder how the SUV is gonna go because P85D kind of took the world by storm in the auto world, and Elon Musk seems to always have something up his sleeve, whether it's new cars or new inventions. He's real life Tony Stark, let's just face it. The SUV goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. What other SUV does that right now? I mean, I can't think of it at the top of my head, so if you can name one, name it in the comments below. Next is the new Bentley Bentayga. Is that how you say it? It's the new Bentley SUV, and it seems pretty gutsy. I mean, everybody seems to be going the SUV route because the SUV market is a very strong market. You could even argue that the Porsche SUVs saved their company. So you really never know in this market. But it's gonna have a W12 engine that goes 187 miles per hour in an SUV that will have one of the nicest interiors in the world. Life seems really hard in this Bentley. I remember when I heard that they were developing this car, and I was a little on the fence about it, but when I first saw the images of it, I was like, okay, I see you, Bentley, I see you. So the next one's an obvious one, and that's the Focus RS. The Focus RS so far has been an awesome car. I mean, every press release I've seen of it has gone fairly well. So it's a 2.3 liter, all-wheel drive, 350 horsepower, hot hatch. Life is good. That is a really good package. I mean, think of it. You can carry stuff in it. It's gonna be pretty fast. And it has a drift button, so all arguments are invalid. Plus, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of interested to see how many people crash it because of the drift button. I really hope that doesn't happen because I love the new Focus RS from what I've seen of it so far. Ford was kind enough to give me private time with it at Carlisle, so there's a special place in my heart for the Focus RS. So next is the Cadillac CT6. Now the Cadillac CT6 was, I believe, a concept car, and this thing is beautiful. Like, when I think Cadillac, I think of something like this. Along with all of the different engines they're having available, this is a beautiful car, and it's good to finally see it being brought to production. So the engine options are a 2-liter 4-cylinder, a 3.0 V6, and also a 3.6 liter V6. So plenty of range for what suits your lifestyle. Next is another completely obvious one this year, and that's the GT350 R. I'm choosing the R because the GT350 is fantastic. It uses pretty much the same engine, all that good stuff. But the R is what really captured my imagination. You know, the big wing and just the sound of it alone. Ford let me film it get revved up when it was still a prototype last year, and I could not believe the sound this thing makes. All motor, it's an awesome, reliable car. Revs to 8250 RPM, and the GT350R, when I saw it for the first time, made me feel old. And I mean that because I literally saw it, I looked at it, and I didn't want to do anything to it. I mean, that's when you know somebody does it right. I didn't want to change the bumper, I didn't want to change the lip, I don't want to change anything. The engine, I'm like, this thing is all motor. I would keep it all motor because it just, the glorious sound and the balance. And it would be awesome. If you think about it, it kind of sounds like the ultimate road trip car. You know, everywhere you go, you have the all motor reliability, up and down elevation, and just enjoying revving it everywhere you go. On the other side of the spectrum, next is the new Camaro. The new Camaro is coming out throwing punches. It has bonkers numbers. It's gonna be a really good bang for your buck car. I'm still not completely sold on the look yet. I don't know, like the last Camaro, the last version of it, all I could think about when I saw the back of it was like a 5th gen Prelude. And I didn't mean that offensively, I just thought it looked like a 5th gen Prelude. Going back to bonkers SUVs, the next one is the Jaguar FPace. Now the Jaguar FPace is like you take two Jaguar F-types and they have a big fat baby. That's what happens. Essentially you get an SUV that has a lot of the F-type look in the back. It's pretty amazing looking. I really like it. And you have a 380 horsepower V6. That's pretty sweet in an SUV once again. But on the other hand, with that Bentley we talked about earlier, I'm assuming with the Jaguar having a much cheaper price, which I never thought I would say a Jaguar having a cheaper price, I think the Jag might outsell the Bentley. I could probably predict that, but I don't know. I don't have piles of money up to here, so. The Jaguar is going to be $40,000, while the Bentley is probably going to be some atrocious number that most of us can't even imagine spending on an SUV nonetheless. Jaguar, I like what you're doing. They've changed a lot. They build cars that are way more interesting than they used to be. They used to be so ugly when I was younger, and so when I pass a Jaguar dealership, I don't think of it as kind of the I don't know. I would never spend that much money on that kind of car. Last but not least is the new Civic Type R. Holy shit, finally. They finally built a Honda with a turbocharged engine and they're bringing it to the United States. Finally. Do you know how many people have been waiting for this car? I mean, when I was in Geneva, I got to sit in it, which was fantastic. And when I got out of the car, I had people messaging me all the way from the States going, can you take a picture of the engine? Because they're such Honda enthusiasts, they just wanted to know before anybody else what it was about and everything else. And this is a big step by Honda because their cars have gotten pretty big and bloated. Not saying that the new Type R is not big and bloated, but at the same time, it's been doing great around the Nürburgring. It performs very well, and it's turboed, and it's a Honda. I mean, that's a pretty good package. And it's also a huge rival to the Focus RS. So that's going to be an awesome battle. So those are the most excited cars I'm excited about this year, other than the 240 getting done. I want to hear what cars you guys are excited about this year. I'd love to see you guys say it in the comments below. Talk about it. Have a nice talk. Meet people online. Don't be mean. You know how it goes. And if you like this video, of course, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. And take it easy. Have a fantastic day.